I was gonna start this off with like quotes. Oh, we look what we saw. We saw it. The 50 Shades. We're done. We're freed. $50 freed of 50 Shades. But anyway, but whatever. I'm spent. Now to just recap on that thought real quick. It is kind of a 50 Shades scenario with Gollum in the ring. He's precious. When you think of it, I mean, it's a masochistic, abusive relationship with the ring, and he suffers for it. So, you kind of got a 50 Shades thing going on there. Look, I'm going to preface everything I'm saying right now with giant asterisks of let's be clear here. So, let's be clear. I'm clearly not the demographic of this movie. I didn't like the other two movies. I obviously saw the other two movies because that's what I do on the show. I'll see movies whether I want to see them or not, whether they're good or bad, just for entertainment purposes. And if you enjoy these movies, I'd be surprised if you're actually a fan of me, but go ahead. I mean, yeah, go ahead. Watch. I appreciate the fact you watched this video. So yes, if you are a fan of those movies, God bless you. With that being said, 50 Shades, freed. And with that being said, it's the second best / second worst one in this trilogy. The first one is the best one. The second one's definitely the worst one. This one falls smack dab in the middle. Like me, I saw it with Carrie, and we tried to do a review for it in the car. But it wasn't it wasn't a very good review we were doing, and some issues came up that I couldn't upload that video. So I'm just doing it without her, which is fine. There's a reason she doesn't like to be on camera. She's a little uncomfortable on camera, so we wouldn't force her to do something she didn't want to do. It was so, and there were some points we made. I'll reiterate some of the points she made too, but I can at least say right off the bat some of the things I actually didn't mind to actually kind of enjoyed in the movie, and that's weird to say. It wasn't a lot, mind you. It's shot nice. It looks nice. It's a very nice looking film. The soundtrack, in fact, now I'm actually doing this on my computer. I can get up the actual thing. 50 Shades Freed. But we enjoyed like how many did we say? I think we enjoyed like 80% of the songs. So wait, is this a book? I don't want the book. I want the movie. Which is really weird for me to say. Yeah, I pressed the wiki so I could get some information, and then I realized, oh wait, no, this is the book they're doing. Okay, 50 Shades Freed. Yeah, soundtrack. Do we got a soundtrack here? Come on, soundtrack. Really? No sound? They don't get a soundtrack on here? Well, anyway. Regardless. The soundtrack was actually very nice. The movie, I'll give these movies this, that they usually have good soundtracks to them. About 80% of this movie was pretty good in terms of its soundtrack. Like they did, there was a scene where we see Christian actually playing the piano and singing, baby, I'm amazed at the way you move me all the time. Do. Baby, I'm amazed at the way I love you. Do. And so I'm like, hey, I can just watch about 2 hours of that. Can I just watch about 2 hours of that? Actually, it was only an hour and 5 minutes. An hour and 45. So, sorry, not an hour and 5 minutes. 105 minutes. So, an hour and 45. And yeah, I could have just watched an hour and 45 minutes of that. I would have preferred that. You get what you get. So yeah, the soundtrack was nice. It was shot nice. There was actually legitimately, and this is surprising, a couple jokes that we got a chuckle at. And one I think we even got a decent laugh at. I think it's mostly because of just how bad the overall movie was. The one joke that me and Carrie actually legitimately just laughed at was when Jack Hyde, played by Eric Johnson, apparently, breaks in as a guy with a knife point, and her bodyguards come in and put him down. It's like restraint. It's like, I don't have anything. It's like, and she goes, we have something. It's like, we do. We might have something. It's like that. For all it's worth, that wasn't a terrible joke. And you know what? I'll say this too. I mean, it opens with them getting married. Um, and look, the vows are fine. Um, the acting is tolerable at best. It's not the worst acting. They do the best they can with these roles, but they get massive paychecks for these movies anyway. Excuse me. But I'm sorry, Jamie Dorn is I don't know if I've seen him in anything else. Let me see here. We got let's see, Beyond Rave, short film, 50 Shades, 50 Shades of Grey, Burnt, Anthropod, The Siege of Jojo. He hasn't been in a huge amount of projects. But I mean his film career is pretty recent and he's pretty young. Look, no matter how he tries to spin crap, he's just got the eyes of a freaking sociopath. His look is that of a sociopath. So whatever. But I will say for the first, I don't know, up until basically the first actual legitimate sex scene, it's not a good movie, but it's nothing it's nothing terrible. It's just them, a montage of their honeymoon. You only really get one scene of them, having sex in bed. So, and it was like literally, like here you're watching it here, they're all the way over there, and you get like 3 seconds of that on screen. I'm like, okay. And then after she takes her top off on a topless beach, and he doesn't like that because people would oogle her, he takes her to the boat and has sex with her, handcuffed. So good for you. And there ends my overall positives. I don't know. Not the least bad parts of the movie. Okay, where am I going to begin here? Because I would be reiterating just the same kind of stuff I've said about the other movies. Like, these are terribly written movies, and this is a terribly written movie. The dialogue sucks in this movie. I got to shake the head to say the dialogue sucks in this movie. But the dialogue is terrible. I mean, there's long lines like "You owe me a life," and she says something to like the architect that's kind of flirting with her with Christian. It's like, you can stop staring at my husband, or you can get in your shit brown car and go back to California, or something like that. And that scene played out all right, but I don't know, something about that scene of like something stuff like then there's a very awkwardly delivered proposal from Christian's brother to Anna's friend who they're dating, and he proposes marriage to her. And I don't know what it was about how he was delivering it, but he was delivering it like he just did not care about this movie. It's like, I just want my paycheck. Don't even put my name on this movie. Wait, is his name, is it Christian's housekeeper, younger brother of Christian? No, wait, Luke Grimes. Yep, no, okay, he's on there. His name's on the credits. Never mind. Good luck. Let's see here. 1 second. Okay, yeah. Okay, I'll get to that in a little bit, because that's annoying. That is annoying. I find that very annoying. Anywho, so the dialogue, I could go on for days about that. The one thing I will say is, oh damn it, where Christian's bodyguard, Jason Taylor, Max Martini, is that really his name? Played by Jason Taylor? Yeah, Jason Taylor. I love him because he played Hercules Hansen in Pacific Rim, and he is effing awesome. Oh yeah, Hercules Hansen all the way. And so I'm like, I'm happy to see you pop up in literally anything, sir. Now, moving on. God, I'm trying to process myself here, trying to pace myself. I think, honestly, besides all the other little minor gripes I'm going to get to, one big thing that stands out to me is the fact that Kim Basinger is in the trailer for this movie, and it's even said in the movie that when Anastasia announces that she's pregnant, and he goes to drink like some guys would, because he even says like, I'm not ready. Do you think I'm ready to be a father? It's like, oh, and then he gets drunk, and he got to go talk to her, and she finds out like a betrayal. We just get that in passing. We don't see her in the movie at all. So what was the point of even having her? Clearly, she had to have been cut from the film. But my biggest problem with this movie, and this is from the get. This is not okay. It was not from the get, but it was. It was really early on that I really picked this up. It was because Anna's character. Here's the thing: Anna's character hasn't changed since the first movie, and I mean she's grown more confident in herself, yes, but that's beside the point. It really hasn't changed. She's still defiant towards Christian and all that. But here's the thing. And the first one, it actually made her character kind of likable because she was sarcastic. She was actually a little quirky. And she was defiant. So that actually made for at least some decent scenes with him. Like that scene at the dinner table. I actually really enjoy that. I don't love it. It's not my top 10 scenes of all time for that year or whatever. But it was actually a kind of funny, a little enjoyable little scene between them at that dinner table. When they're going over the contract and stuff like that. The way she's kind of a little on the snarky side with him. He's not used to that, and he finds I did kind of like that aspect to her in that movie. In the second one, I don't even remember the second one. I believe she was pretty much the same thing. And then the third one, she is the same thing. Which here's the problem. It's clear, and I don't know if this is how I look. Do I look like a guy who's read the book? I've clearly never read the book, but it's basically, and you can write these movies anyway. You could write these movies, adapt them from the book, without using verbatim dialogue or without basically word for word, or basically just go scene for scene with just try to. You could basically get the same gist with some of the same dialogue, but rewrite it in a way and rewrite a character in a way that makes sense why they're doing what they're doing. Basically, what has happened is Anastasia's actual character trait is she is defiant towards Christian. That is it. That is her only character trait whatsoever. And in the first one, it kind of worked. In this movie, it doesn't work because she's defiant, honestly, for no reason. She's actually defiant for literally no reason other than he's used to getting what he wants because he's dominant, and she was a submissive. That's not the case anymore, and he's trying to get used to this new role he's playing. And she's being difficult really for no reason whatsoever. Perfect examples of this happening. When she goes back, she's somehow got a promotion through hard work and whatever. She got a promotion, she's her officer, and she says like, we changed your email to Anastasia Gray because you're married now. It's like, oh yeah, can we just keep it Anastasia Steele for right now? And just for right now, and then obviously Christian comes in, and she's having an interview. It's like, hey, he's a good-looking guy. It's like, I tried to email you 6 times, but you didn't change. Your email hasn't been changed yet. And she's like, look, I just need my own identity here. And like, it's like, would you? And she's like, would you change your name for me if I really want you? If it was that important to you, yes, I would. And it's like, okay, well, and she's like, agrees to it eventually. But honestly, look, look. I get the whole concept of identity. You can be Anastasia Gray and still have your identity, but you legally changed your name to Anastasia. I'm assuming you legally changed it to Anastasia Gray. Ergo, you are Anastasia Gray now. There's no reason to keep it because of identity issues. I'm not following that, and I know I'm criticizing it. It's 50 Shades Freed. Why are you criticizing it? Because this is why we're here, folks. So that's one. Also, just side note, I still don't know what freaking car they were driving. I think I'm gonna guess it was a Ferrari, or it was a high performance sports car vehicle. First, they go to the new house. They have that whole talking with the architect. Then he gives her the car, and he says, "Drive." And he's a little like, "Whoa!" It's like she's like, "Well, she's really going fast." You watch her actual driving of that car. It's like, you are not driving this car. You are amazingly skilled at driving a high-performance sports vehicle somehow, Anna. But whatever. So then there's, these whatever scenes of, back and forth. Like, he does a big outrageous. I think I watched a review a little earlier today. And they put it best like, he does something, gives her a gift, that's something only a billionaire can give, and they have sex. Next scene. The next thing they have an argument. She's It's literally a rhythm, lather, rinse, repeat with this. They kind of have a conflict. Shower her with a gift, sex. Conflict, shower her a gift, sex. Except for one. It wasn't shower her a gift with the car chase. It was, oh my god, we just got chased and I'm in a high performance vehicle. I want to mount my husband right in the passenger seat. Yeah. Yeah. But I'm gonna sidetrack real bit quick for something Carrie brought up, because the thing that bothered Carrie a bit was the fact that they're married. She made him dinner. He was very happy, but it's like, oh, this is a good dinner. It's like, this is a great steak, and it's like, oh, it's like, you like me like barefoot and pregnant. He chokes into it. It's like, I'm guessing it's the pregnant thing that made you choke on your steak, and not the barefoot thing. He's like, you know what I think? I think this is a great steak. You do want kids, right? It's like, and Carrie had brought up a good point. It's like, was this never brought up at all until this moment? Because literally, this is clearly the first time they're having this conversation. It's like, no, like, look, me and Carrie are kind of seeing each other, and we've had like a discussion about that. But it's just like, hey, we're in the process of seeing each other, early phases. So you get to know someone. You ask, hey, would you maybe want kids someday? Maybe, sure. So it's like, that's not happening for God knows how long, if it happens. But anything's possible. It's like, that's basically it. When you're in a relationship with someone, that's one of those questions you kind of maybe raise a little bit earlier into the early steps of the relationship. Not if you're not if you just got married and you're past your honeymoon back home. It's like, oh, by the way, do you want kids? Like, that's not a question you drop right there. That's not something you drop not pretty early on, but a lot earlier on. So there's that. Then we've learned that she is pregnant. Well, no, we don't learn she's pregnant. He has to go out of time. The stalker dude, who, by the way, somehow is able to get a magnetic flash grenade and download files into. He's apparently got super genius. What we find out is him and Gray were in the same orphanage, whatever, foster home, and he resents Gray because he got chosen. Which, look, you're clearly psychotic, but that has nothing to do with whether or not Gray did anything to you. That has nothing to do with that whatsoever. Literally, unless he went like, it's like, hey, unless they were about choosing, and they just bumped you out of the way and said, choose me, and they chose him instead. That has nothing to do with you. You're just a psychopath. Anyway, so he knows she and Christian and Anna both know he's out there. And she's going to go to work. Even though, and she admits, like, look, I don't know. She knows she doesn't have to work, but she wants a job to make herself feel like she likes the responsibility. She likes to actually be a part of something, which is fine. I can completely relate to that. Like, if I, for some reason, hit like $1 million, basically, if I hit enough money in my life, like on a scratch ticket or at the casino or something like that, and I never had to work again, I'd still work because I want to be active. I don't want to just sit at home doing nothing. Even though I do working on the channel a lot if I suddenly hit that much money. Oh, don't get me wrong. I'd be upgrading. Trust me. You think I'm low budget right now, man. I am literally just this webcam and me with no effects whatsoever. If I hit it that big, I'm taking a month or two off from work. I am upgrading the whole package, baby. We're getting effects. We're getting everything in here, man. Desktop, PC, we're getting everything in there, man. I will make sure to learn how to use every nook and cranny of that system. If I were to hit that kind of money. But she's like, so it's like, look, and he just says, yeah, but you just promise you, okay, you head home, and you just promise you'll head home after work. Yep, I promise. Okay. So her friend is like, I haven't seen you in a while. Let's get drinks. So I was like, my place, that's so boring. And then she talks to her assistant, or her personal security, who is, what was his name? Sawyer. Luke Sawyer, to be precise. He's like, yeah, Sawyer, let's go to the, whatever the place was. He's like, oh, we're going this over here. And I was like, no, well, Mr. Gray said that we were going to head home. I was like, oh, Mr. Gray's not here. And then they go and have drink and whatever. Then the guy clearly snuck into the house and whatever. So, and then, yeah, Christian's actually understandably upset that happened. So what happens is she takes him to that pleasure room, and he kind of like, keeps her on the edge of pleasure, basically, like keeps her from orgasming. He chains her up, has like a vibrator, using it And she eventually has to use a safe word. And it's just like, and then she's uncomfortable times. I was like, that wasn't love, Christian. That was revenge. It's like, this is how it's basically, he says, like, this is how frustrating it is for me when you don't keep your promises. And it's like, that wasn't love, Christian. That was revenge. It's like, why would you do that to me? He's like, pot calling kettle black here, lady. No, I am sorry. You don't have a leg to stand on this argument. You really do not. Because you knew this guy was out there. Yeah, he made it into the house, but as far as you know, you would have been home before he did that, and you would have had your security detail with you when he snuck in. So you don't know for certain he would have been there beforehand. Second, you consistently make a promise, and you consistently break a promise. You wind up pregnant because you forgot to take your birth control. Now, I understand that happens to one. I'm not really gonna get on people's cases for that per se. And I'm actually not going to 100% get on her case for that in the movie. That's a thing that happens. I get it. That's a natural part of life. But she forgot to take her birth control. Or it's a shot, apparently. She takes a shot. I don't know how this stuff works. I know there's the pill, a shot. I know there's a... Oh, God. It's like a device they actually... Like a thing that they actually insert in you. I can't remember what it's called, but they inserted it. Not my expertise. So she's getting on his. Is like, look, no, you forgot to take the birth control, and because that. It's like, no, you're getting on him on his case really for not. And remember, you knew the guy he is or was/is. So you're getting upset at him because of things you already knew about him. Look, lady, I'm sorry. Both of you don't belong in a relationship. You both are completely effed in the head. But you really got messed up when lecturing him on this subject. But I digress. Let's move on to one of the scenes that I really have a problem with her. And that's after she gets pregnant, tells him, and he comes home drunk. And I'll admit, him acting drunk is actually kind of humorous. Because he's just like, it's like, you're going to choose the baby over me. You're going to steal her from me. He hides it under his shirt. And it's like, it's kind of humorous. It's like, it could be a girl. And just go, oh, God. I'm like, okay, that was kind of funny. I'll give him that. At least it got a chuckle out of me. I'll admit that. But then she sees his phone, and she's upset at him. It's like, oh, you want to see her and all that. It's like, look, we're just friends. Like, you want to see Mrs. Robinson? And I was like, you're just a child. You need to grow up. Fuck off, Christian. It's like, look, I'm sorry. I didn't expect this baby either. But that's what happens when you have sex. Your words, not mine. It's like, and if I have to. And we have sex a lot, Christian. So, and if I have to, I will have this baby with or without you, and blah, blah. I'm like, and then all I'm imagining is both Kermit the Frog and Luke Skywalker basically saying, what's amazing? Not one word you said is right. Not that, except for the fact that when you have sex, babies happen. Puppy, no. Go see Grandpa. Except for that part. It's like, look, no. I'm sorry, Anna. You forgot your shot when you are in a relationship with Christian Grey. This is on your head, okay? You are honestly getting upset with him because he didn't know how to react to a situation where you knew you should have been taking your birth control with this guy. Domino, no. So you knew that, and you're getting upset with him because he got drunk, because he saw. Granted, I understand why, because of who it is, but still, it's like, lady, you are. I get why you're angry. I do. Given the circumstances with the relationship and all, but at the same time, it's like, no, you neither of you are really good. I mean, not like they're horrible people that are doing bad things with you. Neither of you are good at any sort of relationship at all. You don't know how to be in a relationship at all, and you decided to get married after like a month of being together. I am sorry. No one in this car. Neither of these guys have a leg to stand on. I think I leaned over to Carrie and was like, you know what? I kind of side a little bit more where Christian is. Like, what do you expect when you drop this kind of bombshell onto him of all people, who we know is not a father material? So then we move on to the finale where he's blackmailing. He's got Christian's sister apparently, or half sister, stepsister, whatever. And he's black. It says like, no, it's like, all right, don't tell anyone, Anna. Go for $5 million worth of cash. And then Christian's like, Anna, what's going on? It's like, talk to me. And I'm just leaning over, like, tell him. Oh my God, you're not gonna tell him. You're not gonna tell him. You didn't tell him. Yeah, magically he knows something's wrong. So there you go. It goes to Jack, and apparently some chick he blackmail was helping her. So it's like, so yeah, and then he just slapped. And here's the part that I'm like, what? He slaps her, then he punches her, and he kicks her, and then she gunned. I'll get to the gun thing in a little bit. Gun she had, shoots him in the leg. Gun she had, shoots him in the leg. Sorry, there. So anyway, noise downstairs. Gun she had, shoots him in the leg, and then she goes into a coma. Again, to point out something that someone I watched a review of this for earlier pointed out. In the second one, Christian Grey survived a helicopter crash without a scratch. That we later learned was actually probably Jack's doing it also. He survives a helicopter crash without a scratch. And Anna goes into a coma after 2 hits and a kick to the back. Huh? And now, initially I thought maybe there was a complication with the pregnancy because he kicked her. And, Jack, don't do that, like all that stuff. So I'm like, okay, maybe that could have forced something. That's fine. And then we find out, it's like, no, the baby's fine. It's like, no. No. Unless you have a pre-existing condition that causes you to basically go into a coma from being hit or kicked a couple times. It's just like that. It's like that scene in Family Guy. It's like, any slice from when they appear gets the Pope mobile. It's like, I need to drive the Pope mobile. It's a darn thing too. Anytime I get hit on the head, just tap it. I get knocked out for a couple hours. So I always wake up fine, but it's just the darnest thing. Ain't tap at all. Even like this. It's like that. It's a Family Guy bit. Not even a good Family Guy bit. Man. And back to the gun thing. When she revealed the gun in his drawer, I'm like, why the hell does he have? Okay, you're a billionaire. If you own a weapon, you would keep it locked up tight. And he didn't own it. It turned out it was from the crazy stalker girl from the last one. I'm like, okay, that makes some sense, but you would still lock the weapon up. And all this, and this is a really weird side note, because she just goes, you need a haircut. Now, let's be here. I need a haircut, folks. Christian did not need a haircut. And then afterwards, when she gave him his haircut, he did not look any different. So, what did you do? What did you do? And then, of course, it ends with them having their kid, and she's pregnant with another one, and they're living in that nice house, and the thing is, in Carrie, just like, don't let him have this. And I'm like, look, I actually went really when this happened. Because when we got in there, it was actually like 30 other people in there. Like some couples, a lot of women. But women are roughly in my age range, like between 20 and maybe 30. I'm like, okay, whatever. And a large portion of them clapped and applauded. And I just went, really? I didn't say it very loudly, but I'm like, really? Really? Wow. Just wow. I guess the last thing to talk on is the sex scenes. Have they improved since the blandness of the first two? A little bit? I'm like, but look, for something that's so risque as 50 Shades, the sex scenes in the first two are well shot, but they're pretty bland sex scenes. There's nothing seriously like hardcore about them. So with this one, I will at least give it credit. There was a couple scenes they did that I was like, look, it's not like super hardcore, but they're definitely going a bit more in the kinky route a little bit. Like there's one scene where I'm gonna see if I can. Like, she literally, her arms are handcuffed to her legs. So she's, like, straddled like that on the bed. And her arms are handcuffed to her legs, so she can't bend them very far. And he does her like that. It's like, okay, that's interesting. I'll admit, there's a nice little flirtatious sex scene, and it does go to a sex scene where she's teasing him with ice cream and a cold spoon. I'm like, and then she goes down on him, and then they have sex on the table at their Swedish place, Aspen place. I'm like, that one wasn't terribly done. The sex scene in the car was literally a 15-second quickie. Like, what? Okay. And then there's yeah, they did almost nothing with this. But a butt plug. Basically, he puts a butt plug in her ass. It's like, and you just see her remembering. It's like, you're just, it's like, this was kinky. Ooh, it's like, okay, jeez, all right. Anywho, my final thoughts. I unfortunately left the book of trailers downstairs. Because we actually got a couple chairs that did not look bad. Look, again, I will say it like this. The first one's probably the best. The second one is definitely the worst. This one falls right in the middle. There was enough in here that I could say I don't want to ever see it again if I have to. But it also, it felt like a waste of time. It was a waste of money, but it wasn't as big a waste of money as the last one was. Granted, I laughed my ass off in the last one, and I do remember that. But still, I will probably put this somewhere I'm going 2.5. Maybe I'll go 3. I'll be nice and say 3. It's, I gotta say 2. It's a 2. It's bad. It's pretty bad, but it's not the worst thing in the world. 2.5 then. We'll round it out to 2.5. Now, I can't remember a couple of the trailers. One, I think, is that, cock blockers. Well, blockers with a rooster, but it's cock blockers. With John Cena, him and his wife. Basically, it's like a group of girls who want to lose their virginity at prom. And their parents find out about this and doing everything they can to stop it. And I'll admit, it looks pretty entertaining. Like, there's a scene where it's like, John Cena's like, chug a contest, man. Chug a contest. Like, all right, now butt chug, dude, bro. Butt chug. It's like, okay, what? And he's butt chugging, and this guy's like, oh my God, he's spit roasting. It's like, are you a team player? Dude, I just chugged half a keg of beer up my asshole. I am a team player. John Cena is slow. He's not The Rock. He's not The Rock in terms of actual charisma, in actual talent, in terms of an on-screen, in terms of the actor. But I think he's slowly getting there. But that's the thing. By the time he's where The Rock is right now, The Rock probably will be actually have evolved more as an actor. We might even be talking about The Rock earning an Oscar. Who knows? So there's that. Book club, which ironically was about 50 Shades of Grey. These older women reading 50 Shades of Grey and getting back in touch with their sexuality and their sex lives. So, admittedly, it wasn't the worst thing in the world. It was kind of not kind of entertaining. It was all right. It was all right. Mamma Mia, here we go again. I can't believe they're making a sequel, but they couldn't get Meryl Streep back because she's too big a name, so they wrote her character out because she died. Yeah, that's basically it. It's like, your mother was, and they use the past tense, so her mother's dead. Meryl Streep's dead in this. I don't quite know why she's dead. Why I know why they couldn't get Meryl Streep back, and I really doubt Meryl Streep wanted to come back. But now Cher's in there to replace her. We got Lily James as playing young Meryl Streep in flashbacks. Try to remember, because we had 5 or 6. We got a trailer for something. I'm trying to remember that. I'm like, I did not expect us to get a trailer for. Damn it. I'm gonna give myself a couple more seconds to try to think of any other. There was one that I just knew, and was there anything that came? Let me try to go by month in my head real quick. March. No, actually, what? I know. Why don't I just freaking look at the list of trailers coming? That'd be helpful, particularly because I have my freaking computer in front of me right here. So give me 1 second, because that way I'll actually be able to pretty much pinpoint the movies that we got a trailer for. We didn't get Game Night. Every Day, or what was it? Every day, where it's the person who reincarnates every day. That doesn't into a new body every day, kids, and that doesn't look terrible. We got Red Sparrow, which that honestly doesn't look too bad. I think we got one more. Oh, Party Time or Life of the Party with Melissa McCarthy. It's pretty much back to school, like with Rodney Dangerfield. I'll admit, I'm hit and miss when it comes to Melissa McCarthy. Like I enjoyed Spy. I thought Spy was actually really funny. A lot of that came from Jason Statham, but Melissa McCarthy actually wasn't bad there. I enjoyed St. Vincent, and I liked her in it. Ghostbusters, she was fine in Ghostbusters, actually, I thought. So, and I'm one of the people who liked Ghostbusters. I'm trying to think. Oh God, what was it? What was the name of it? Was it Molly? Not Molly. Melissa. Give me a second. Melissa McCarthy. I'm pretty much now just Melissa. Melissa. There we go. There we go. Melissa McCarthy movies. Yeah, I'm pretty much now just running out of clip just because I want to remember the freaking movies I've seen her in. I've seen a couple episodes of Jack and Jill. I believe that's what it's called, right? The one where they're the people. I can't remember. What's the name of it again? Sorry, I'm actually really the Jim. Okay, look, God, Drowning DC Kids. Charlie's Angels. Who the hell is Doris? I guess this is before. I know Bridesmaids, where she got a real big break in. Yeah, Bridesmaids. The Hangover. Oh, I remember The Hangover Part 3. That was weird. The Heat. Never saw it. Tammy. That was. Oh God, Tammy was god awful. Mike and Molly. I think Jack and Jill. Mike and Molly. The Boss. I didn't see The Boss. She's also going to be in Happy Time Murders. Oh, that should be interesting. Can You Ever Forgive Me? And Boo, Bureau of Otherworldly Operations, which was announced to come, which I believe was supposed to come out last year, if I'm not mistaken. They even got a cover, like a poster it's by DreamWorks, but we have yet to have a release date. So whatever. I've gone on long enough on this, so thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Ideas for Woodwind, Star Wars, Superhero Magic, What If, anything I do on the channel, put that in the comments below as well. I'll get to that at some point as well. Dragon Ball Super tomorrow, box office on Sunday. I don't know, I'll try to get a What If out before the weekend's through. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you folks next.